Hi friends, welcome back. In this module, we discuss transportation problem optimal solution. After obtaining an initial basic feasible solution to a transportation problem, the next question is how to arrive the optimum solution. The basic technique is the same as in the simplex method as number 1, determining the net evaluations for the non-basic variables or empty cells. Number 2, determining the incoming variable provided that step 1 indicates that the current solution can be improved. Number 3, determining the outgoing variable. Number 4, computing a better basic feasible solution. Number 5, repeating steps number 1 through number 4 until an optimal solution has been obtained. Determining the net evaluations, the UV method. Unlike the simplest method, the net evaluations for a transportation problem can be determined more efficiently with an indirect method which takes use of the properties of the primal and dual problems. Consider the following M origin and destination transportation problem. Determine Xij so as to minimize Z equal to summation over I from 1 to M, summation over j from 1 to n, Xij Cij. Subject to the constraints ai minus summation over j from 1 to n xij equal to 0 for I equal to 1, 2, etc. m. bj minus summation over I from 1 to m xij equal to 0 for j equal to 1, 2, etc. n. xij greater than or equal to 0 for I equal to 1, 2, etc. m, j equal to 1, 2, etc. n. Let u1, u2, etc. um and v1, v2, etc. vn be the dual variables associated with the above origin and destination constraints respectively. Clearly, the constraints of the dual of the above problem can be written in the form ui plus vj less than or equal to cij for all I and j. ui, vj are unrestricted in sign. We use the result that any standard primal LPP with basis B and associated cost vector CB, the associated solution to its dual is given by U equal to CB into B inverse. Thus, if AJ is the jth column of the primal constraint matrix, then an expression for evaluating the net evaluation is given by Zj minus Cj equal to CB into B inverse AJ minus Cj equal to U Aj minus Cj for all j. In our present case of transportation problem, the associated dual solution can be represented as uv equal to u1, u2, etc. um, v1, v2, etc. vn, and hence the net evaluations are given by zij minus Cij equal to uv, that is equal to aij minus Cij, where aij is the column vector of the constraint matrix associated with the variable xij. That is equal to u1, u2, etc. um, v1, v2, etc. vn into ei plus emj minus cij, that is equal to ui plus vj minus cij for I equal to 1, 2, etc. m, j equal to 1, 2, etc. n. That is zij minus cij equal to ui plus vj minus cij for all cells ij. Let it be number 1. Since the net evaluations must vanish for the basic variables, it follows that Zij minus Cij equal to 0 for all basic cells Rs or Zrs minus Crs equal to 0. Therefore, from 1 it follows that Ur plus Vs equal to Crs for all basic cells Rs. Except for the degeneracy case, there are m plus n minus 1 dual equations in m plus n dual unknowns for the m plus n minus 1 basic cells. We can assign arbitrary value to one of these unknowns Ur and Vs and solve uniquely for the remaining m plus n minus 1 variables. After an arbitrary assignment, say u1 equal to 0, the rest of the values are obtained by simple addition and subtraction. Once all the ui and vj have been determined, the net evaluations for all the non-basic cells are determined by using the relation zij minus Cij equal to ui plus vj minus Cij. We illustrate the procedure by the following example. Obtain an optimal solution for the following transportation problem where OI and DJ represents the ith origin and jth destination respectively. D1, D2, D3 and D4 are the destinations and O1, O2, O3 are the origins. The transportation cost associated with the origin O1 are 6, 4, 1 and 4. That of O2 are 8, 9, 2 and 7. That of O3 are 4, 3, 6 and 2. The availability at the origin O1 is 14, at O2 is 16 and at O3 is 5. And the requirement for the destination D1 is 6, D2 is 10, D3 is 15 and D4 is 4. Solution. The initial basic feasible solution obtained using the northwest corner rule is displayed in the following table. The transportation cost according to the above route is given by Z equal to x11 C11 plus x12 C12 plus x22 C22 plus x23 C23 plus x33 C33 plus x34 C34, that is equal to 6 into 6 plus 8 into 4 plus 2 into 9 plus 14 into 2 plus 1 into 6 plus 4 into 2, that is 128. The cells which get allocation will be called basic cells. Here the basic cells are the cells 1 1, 1 2, 2 2, 2 3, 3 3 and 3 4. We know that the net evaluations are given by Zij minus Cij equal to Ui plus Vj minus Cij for all cells ij, be number 1. Now, since the net evaluations must vanish for the basic variables, it follows that Zij minus Cij equal to 0 for all basic cells Rs or Zrs minus Crs equal to 0. Therefore, from equation 1 it follows that Ur plus Vs equal to Crs for all basic cells Rs. Let arbitrarily U1 equal to 0 and solving sequentially we have U1 plus V1 equal to C11, that is equal to 6, this implies V1 equal to 6. U1 plus V2 equal to C12, this that is equal to 4, this implies V2 equal to 4. U2 plus V2 equal to C22, that is 9, this implies U2 equal to 5. U2 plus V3 equal to C23, that is 2, this implies V3 equal to minus 3. U3 plus V3 equal to C33, that is equal to 6, this implies U3 equal to 9. U3 plus V4 equal to C34, that is 2, this implies V4 equal to minus 7. Now, we make use of the above values of Ui and Vj and identify question number 1 above in computing the net evaluation for each non-basic cells as indicated below. Z13 minus C13 equal to U1 plus V3 minus C13, that is 0 minus 3 minus 1, that is minus 4. Z14 minus C14 equal to U1 plus V4 minus C14, that is 0 minus 7 minus 5, that is minus 12. Z21 minus C21 equal to U2 plus V1 minus C21, that is 5 plus 6 minus 8, that is 3. Z24 minus C24 equal to U2 plus V4 minus C24, that is 5 minus 7 plus 7, that is 5. Z31 minus C31 equal to U3 plus V1 minus C31, that is equal to 9 plus 6 minus 4, that is 11. Z32 minus C32 equal to U3 plus V2 minus C32, that is 9 plus 4 minus 3, that is equal to 10. The calculated net evaluations for non-basic cells are written in a parenthesis in the transportation table as follows. Since our objective is to minimize the cost of transportation, the current basic feasible solution will not be optimum so long as many of the net evaluations are positive. Hence, it is to move for a better solution. Selecting the incoming variable. If all Zij minus Cij are non-positive, the current solution is an optimum one. Since it is not, using simplest criterion, we choose the variable xrs to enter the basis. For that, identify the cell Rs where Zrs minus Crs equal to maximum over Ij, Zij minus Cij, which is greater than 0. Maximum of the positive net evaluations is 11 for the cell 31. Then the variable x31 enters the basis. Selecting the outgoing variable. The next objective is to determine the outgoing basic variable and then to determine the new improved basic solution. Once the incoming variable XRS has been identified, describe a loop which starts and ends at the non-basic cells RS and connecting only the basic cells. Such closed path exists and is unique for any non-degenerate basic solution. By interchangeably subtracting and adding the amount to be allocated to the incoming variable, say theta, from and to the successive endpoints of the closed loop, the supply and demand constraints can always be satisfied. However, the value of theta must be limited by the minimum quantity which will render non-negative values for all the basic variables in the new solution. This consequently determines the outgoing variable. Hence, in our transportation problem, it is to describe a loop which starts and ends at the entering cell 31 and connecting only the basic cells. Let us allocate a quantity theta to the cell 31, add interchangeably plus theta and minus theta to and from the transition cells of the loop. Clearly, the maximum value of theta can assume preserving the feasibility is 1. Hence, in the cell 33, the variable x33 equal to 1 must be changed to 1 minus theta, that is 1 minus 1, which is 0, indicating that the basic variable x33 leaves the basis, that is the outgoing cell is 33. Also make changes to the variables in the basic cells through which the loop passes and obtain the new basic feasible solution. The loop formed is shown in the following table. When theta equal to 1, the transportation table with the new basis and the new net evaluations calculated for non-basic cells as done in the case of last basic feasible solution are shown as follows. Since all the net evaluations are not non-positive, it follows that the current solution is not an optimum one. Since net evaluations is maximum, the non-basic cell 21 must enter the basis. A loop starting from and ending at the cell 21 connecting the basic cells only is identified and the interchangeable allocations of plus or minus theta are made in the transportation cells of the loop. The loop formed is shown in the following table. The highest possible value for theta keeping feasibility is 1. Hence, the transportation table with the new basis is as done before. The net evaluations for the non-basic cells are calculated and displayed in the following table. Now, since all the net evaluations are non-positive, the current solution is an optimum. Hence, the cost of transportation according to this route is z equal to 4 into 6 plus 10 into 4 plus 1 into 8 plus 15 into 2 plus 1 into 4 plus 4 into 2, that is 114. The transportation algorithm or MODI method. For the solution of a minimization transportation problem, an iterative procedure is developed known as MODI method. The various steps of the algorithm are: step 1, construct a transportation table entering the origin capacities AI, the destination requirements Bj and the cost Cij. Step 2, determine an initial basic feasible solution using any one of the 5 methods discussed earlier. Enter the solution in the upper left corners of the basic cells. Step 3, for all the basic variables Xij or the basic cells Ij, solve the system of equations Ui plus Vj equal to Cij, for which Ij is the basic cell. Start initially with some Ui equal to 0 and entering successively the values Ui and Vj on the transportation table. Step 4, compute the net evaluations Zij minus Cij, that is equal to Ui plus Vj minus Cij for all the non-basic cells and enter them in the upper right corners of the corresponding cells. Step 5, examine the sign of each Zij minus Cij. If all Zij minus Cij less than or equal to 0, then the current basic feasible solution is an optimum one. If at least one Zij minus Cij greater than 0, select the variable XRS having the largest positive net evaluation to enter the basis, or the cell RS is entering cell. Step 6. Let the variable XRS or the cell RS enter the basis. Allocate an unknown quantity, say theta, to the cell RS. Identify a loop that starts and ends at the cell RS and connects some of the basic cells. Add and subtract interchangeably theta to and from the transition cells of the loop in such a way that the rim requirements are satisfied. Step 7. Assign a maximum value to theta in such a way that the value of one basic variable becomes 0 and the other basic variables remain non-negative. It is easily done by determining the minimum allocation of those cells that have positive sign. Allocate this quantity in the entering cell. Add it to the allocations of cells with a negative sign and subtract from the allocations made to the cell with a positive sign. The basic cell whose allocation has been reduced to 0 leaves the basis. Step 8. Return to step 3 and repeat the process until an optimum basic feasible solution has been obtained. Degeneracy in transportation problems. It was shown that a basic solution to an m origin n destination transportation problem can have at most m plus n minus 1 positive non-zero basic variables, otherwise the basic solution degenerates. It follows that whenever the number of basic cells is less than m plus n minus 1, the transportation problem is a degenerate one. The degeneracy can be developed in two ways. Case 1. The degeneracy develops while determining an initial assignment via any one of the 5 initial assignment methods discussed earlier. To resolve degeneracy, we augment the positive variables by as many 0 valued variables as is necessary to complete required m plus n minus 1 basic variables. These 0 valued variables are selected in such a manner that the resulting m plus n minus 1 variables constitute a basic solution. The selected 0 valued variables are designated by allocating an extremely small positive value epsilon to each one of them. The cells containing these extremely small allocations are then treated like any other basic cell. The epsilons are kept in the transportation table until temporary degeneracy is removed or until the optimum solution is attained, whichever occurs first. At that point, we set each epsilon equal to 0. Case 2. The degeneracy develops at some iteration stage. This happens when the selection of the entering variable results in the simultaneous drive to 0 of 2 or more current pre-iteration basic variables. To resolve degeneracy, we augment the positive variables by as many 0 valued variables as is necessary to complete required m plus n minus 1 basic variables. These 0 valued variables are selected from among those current pre-iteration basic variables which are simultaneously driven to 0. The rest of the procedure is exactly the same as discussed in case 1 above. Remark. The extremely small value epsilon is infinitesimally small and it never affects the value it is added or subtracted from. Unbalanced transportation problems. So far we have been dealing with transportation problems assuming that the total destination requirement is equal to the total capacity. In practice, however, sometimes there is more demand than the availability and vice versa. Such type of transportation problems are called unbalanced transportation problems. Let us consider our usual m origin n destination transportation problem with the condition that summation over I from 1 to m a I not equal to summation over j from 1 to n b j. There exist the following two cases. Case 1, summation over I from 1 to m a I greater than summation over j from 1 to n b j, that is total availability greater than total demand. Case 2, summation over I from 1 to m a I less than summation over j from 1 to n b j, that is total demand greater than total availability. In case 1, we introduce a dummy destination in the transportation table. The cost of transporting from any source of this destination are all set equal to 0. The requirement or demand at this dummy destination is then assumed to be equal to summation over I from 1 to m a I minus summation over j from 1 to n bj. In case 2, we introduce a dummy source in the transportation table. The costs of transporting from this source to any destination are all set equal to 0. The availability at this dummy source is then assumed to be equal to summation over j from 1 to n bj minus summation over I from 1 to m ai. Even though the objective of the basic transportation problem is the minimization of costs, there exist problems which require the maximization of objective function. Such maximization transportation problem can be converted into usual minimization transportation problem by subtracting all the cost from the highest cost involved in the problem. For example, consider the following transportation table gives the profit obtained by transporting an item from a source to a destination. Destinations are D1, D2, D3, D4, origins are O1, O2, O3. The transportation cost from O1 are 16, 40, 10, 12, that from O2 are 20, 15, 12, 23 and from O3 are 24, 24, 20 and 10. The availability of the origin O1 is 14, that of O2 is 16 and that of O3 is 5. And the requirement for the destination D1 is 6, D2 is 10, D3 is 15 and D4 is 4. Then the transportation is to be done in such a way that the total profit is maximum. Subtract each entry of the transportation matrix from the highest entry of the matrix. Then the matrix becomes the destinations D1, D2, D3, D4, the origins O1, O2 and O3. The cost becomes from O1 24, 0, 30 and 28, from O2 20, 25, 28 and 17 and from O3 16, 16, 20 and 30. The availability and the requirements are same. Now, the matrix becomes a matrix with elements denoting the loss from the maximum profit by transporting an item from a source to a destination. Hence, the transportation should be in such a way that the loss is to be minimized. Thus, the given maximization transportation problem is converted into usual minimization transportation problem. Using the usual techniques of solving a transportation problem, the best transportation strategy for minimum loss or maximum profit can be obtained. Now, we can summarize. In this module, we considered the method of finding an optimum solution for a transportation problem. The method is illustrated using a transportation problem. The procedure is listed as transportation algorithm MODI method, the case of degeneracy and method of solving degeneracy in transportation problem is discussed. Some special cases of transportation problem, unbalanced transportation problem, maximization transportation problem and the method of finding solution to such problems are also explained. Before we attend the next unit, please try to answer the following questions. Question number 1. A company has 3 plants at places A, B and C which supply to warehouses located D, E, F, G and H. Monthly plant capacities are 800, 500 and 900 units respectively. Monthly warehouse requirements are 400, 400, 500, 400 and 800 units respectively. Unit transportation cost in rupees are given below. Destinations D, E, F, G, H, source A, B, C. The costs from A are 5, 8, 6, 6 and 3. From B are 4, 7, 7, 6 and 5. From C are 8, 4, 6, 6 and 4. Determine an optimum distribution for the company in order to minimize the total transportation cost. Number 2. Determine the initial basic feasible solution to the following transportation problem using the Vogel's approximation method and hence find the optimum solution. Depots D1, D2 and D3, terminals T1, T2 and T3. The transportation costs from T1 are 6, 10 and 15, from T2 are 4, 6, 16, and from T3 are 12, 5 and 8. The availability at the terminals are 2, 5, 9 and buses available for the depots are 1, 8, 7. Solve the following unbalanced transportation problem. Origins O1, O2, destinations D1, D2, D3. Requirements for the destinations D1, D2, D3 are 300, 300 and 400. Origin capacities for O1 and O2 are 800 and 500. The transportation cost from the origin O1 are 30, 20 and 10. From O2 are 5, 15 and 25. Hope you enjoyed the session. See you next time. Until then, goodbye.